What's up everybody? So in today's video we're going to be comparing some GoPros, really giving you a good idea of some new cameras that you can buy. So we were at Best Buy yesterday, we had a little bit of fun. Over on the right side we have the Hero 7 White, and then the Hero 7 Silver, and then this is the Hero. Now we bought these all on Black Friday, so they got pretty good discounts. This one was $180, $230, and $150. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this one is part of the Hero 6th generation. This is just the Hero they call it. So we're gonna go ahead and show you everything that comes in the box and then compare the three of these cameras and see which one is the best and really compare the best value. We're gonna look at all the coloring and everything just to see a really good idea of how these camera works. We're not comparing the Black Edition, that is a $400 camera. Not everybody needs to spend 400 bucks on a GoPro. So we're gonna compare more of the budget-friendly cameras to see if you're just starting out, which one's best. So here's everything laid out, and if you look at the boxes, this one says 1080-60, 10 megapixels, and then waterproof camera, pretty much the same thing. And then this one also has the 4K now. One thing really quick though, I think this is kind of misleading saying 1080-60. As you will see in the camera footage clips, these technically don't actually film in 1080, which I'm not too happy with. This one does, however. And then one other thing for the Hero, this actually has a removable battery. These two do not. If we take this camera, you press this button, you can slide this up. The SD card goes right there, and we have the battery right here. So that is a nice touch. You can have extra batteries for this one. If the battery ends up dying over the years, you can get a replacement, which is really nice. You cannot do that with these ones. And then on the right side, press this button and slide this down, and you have your power and then an HDMI port. These two are identical. We have the power button on the side, and then the only opening is on the right side here. And this is for your SD card and your power. And then just to look at the design real quick, it says 7 white and 7 silver on the side. Very nice and sleek, no front screens, that is only for the black. You have your record button on the top, power button of course on the side, and then back to this one, very similarly laid out. Now we're gonna set up everything really for a 1080-60 frame rate video setting. That's what we film everything with currently. Might be a little hard to focus on the camera, but you simply hit the resolution, set which one you want. Same with your frame rate. This is very straightforward. Wide, medium, and a narrow field of view. We'll stick with wide. And then if you swipe from the right, we can turn video stabilization on and low light on. So I'll keep those on. And then from the top down, that goes back to this main menu. And then from here, all your different settings. So that is that camera, and you have your front screen as well. These two are identically laid out. And now with this one on, it's a little bit more difficult to understand how to use it. You have a slow-mo button. This button over here turns a 15-second clip on, which I would never use for what I use. Swiping over, you can change the settings from photo to video to looping video. Swiping down, get a few more. Honestly, this one is a lot easier to use. Very, very simple. And then that goes to your media. And then the silver is slightly different. We'll go ahead and turn this one on. Now with this one on, you do have one more option compared to this one. They each have a zoom button on the right side, and then the slow-mo. And then for this one, you can turn 4K on. These two, they only have the 1440 option aside from the 4K, and then this one of course has the 1080. And real quick, the Hero 4 Silver, which we've been using, I'll show you this menu. This one is also really easy to use. It shows you everything right there. Swiping this way shows that setting, and then swiping up, we can change the video, the resolution, frames per second, low light. And this camera, the Hero 4 Silver, does have the super view, which is really good for POV driving shots in a car. None of these have it. So looking at these already, I feel like this is actually a better camera as far as the settings it has to offer. I'm not too impressed with the settings these offer, and they are more expensive. So for 150 bucks, so far this is looking to be a heck of a deal. So now let's see the camera quality to see which one actually produces a better film. Okay, so right now we are on the GoPro Hero. I have 1080-60, low light is on, and video stabilization is on. I'm talking in a relatively normal voice. We're gonna take a look at the darkness behind me. We can see movement, brightness over there. And now we'll just take a quick look. We got the bright blue Tacoma. Maybe you can even hear that bird chirping. So coming up to the gray car over in the corner. Up into the sunlight. So Mike's a good distance away.
Hey Brian, just talking like normal. Subscribers, give it a thumbs up.
So we're coming into sunlight, and I'm walking, just holding the camera with two hands. So this is kind of a good test. We'll just do another pan shot of the color changes. Looking up, directly up at the sun right now. Coming down to the darkness. But that is the GoPro Hero. Time for the white. So we're now on the white. I'm doing the same type of talking. This is in the 1440 resolution. That's the only option for it, and 60 frame rate. I didn't see any low light or anything like that, and there's no stabilization. Normal talking, as you can see. So looking over here, and now brighter behind me. And I'll do the same walkthrough. So the bright blue Tacoma, heading up to the GTR in the corner, seeing the darkness. Then we got the dark blue 4Runner mic in the sunlight.
Hey subscribers, thumbs up.
All right, I guess you guys have to give it a thumbs up now. And then coming back up, we can see the blue light. And again, no stabilization, I'm holding it the same way. And then up, directly up to the sun, panning down into the darkness. Now on to the silver edition in the same settings, so 1440 at 60 frame rate. This also does have a 4K option, which I'm not going to be doing. We never do any 4K stuff. But to get a good view of the coloring and everything, I did not see any stabilization for this camera either, but still holding it the exact same way. Do the same clip, heading over to the GTR. Walking up into the sunlight now. Mike?
Get 50 likes.
50 likes? Hopefully we get a little bit more than that.
100.
And then again, no stabilization, just walking. And then take a good look. So right now we're on the Hero 4 Silver Edition, the one that we've been using for the last 2 years. So get a good look at everything. Like I said, this camera does have the super view capabilities. None of the other cameras had it. And this might just have whatever built-in type of stabilization, but no direct button for it. So coming to the GTR. And then this one also does have 1440, 1080, 960, and 720. So this has a lot of good options.
100 thumbs up.
100 thumbs up now, all right. So coming to the sunlight. Get a good look at the blue. To the sunlight again. And panning down. But that is the Hero 4, the old one at this point. Now let's look at them all to see what's the best. So we now have the camera clips loaded onto the computer. You guys obviously just saw them all. So here's how it comes up. This is the 1440 resolution, so it's taller than it is wide. However, when you do crop it, you can crop it to 1080, which will basically remove the top and the bottom. And we'll show you more of that in iMovie. And then the other ones, they come up as normal 1080, which is what we're used to. And then in here, as you can see, these two clips, which is the Hero and the Hero 4s, how they look nice and widescreen. These ones are squared off. Now in the Play down here, everything is still the same 1080 size-wise, as you can see. But if I double click it and go to crop, this is where I can adjust it. So this is beneficial if you are filming something to where maybe what you wanted would not have been shown in a 1080 resolution, so you can move this down. Let's say there was something cool that happened down here. So it is kind of nice that it does give you that ability to crop. We've never had that issue, so for us that's really not something that we value. Okay guys, so we are back outside filming on the Sony Alpha A5100. This is just our main camera. So Mike, what GoPro out of all three do we think is the best one?
We're gonna go with the GoPro Hero.
Now I don't remember exactly the full price of these. Again, we got these on Black Friday, but full price I believe is $200, $300. I have no clue what this would be going for since this is pretty much the old model. But yeah, we're going with the cheapest one. We paid 150 bucks for each of those, and we feel for our needs and overall everything, this outperforms the other two. So
it's the easiest to use.
Okay.
The audio was pretty on par with the rest of them. Stabilization was really good.
That was
probably better than.
That one was very steady. The white was pretty darn good, but I think that was on par with the silver.
It really was. All the quality and content with all the colors and everything that you guys saw was pretty much identical. It's
everything
really
looked
hard.
really good.
I mean, they're not that different where it would be 100% different.
And then with this camera, you can still do 1440, because for us, we've never had to do the crop like that.
Yeah, it's
these
1080, 60 frame rate.
Yeah, and I think it's misleading GoPro puts 1080, 60. Technically, yes, but it doesn't just simply film like that. But this one can do the 1440, 60 if you want to use the crop, but honestly, for everything, I think this has the most to offer.
And we're not at the 4K level yet. that's just not something that we edit in or
Yeah.
have a need to do.
And the frame rate, I think 4K 30 was the best one with the silver, which 60 frame rate seems to be much better.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you want every single thing, the Hero 7 Black Edition, but that's $400. Not everyone really needs to spend that much money on a GoPro. $150. I mean,
That's an awesome deal. That's a steal.
Yeah, you're getting a lot, and from the tests that we did, from the editing standpoint, the color, the visual, the audio, everything kind of makes this one seem to be the best bargain. And the usability, like he said, the touchscreen on this one, very intuitive. You press one button, you change the settings, super easy. I showed it to my dad and he could use it without ever using a GoPro before. These ones, I actually still don't even really know how to use them.
They're confusing.
I don't think it needs to be that complicated. For both of the 7s, I had to turn my phone on and actually have my phone on the GoPro app, pairing it to this to set them up. The Hero, I did not have to do that. So I think for a GoPro, I don't want to have to use my phone to set it up. I just think that's a little bit too much. And then looking at the 7s, it looks like a lot of it is geared towards you can upload right to Instagram from your GoPro. For us, we're not doing that at all.
That's why we have our phones. A quick Insta story from your phone.
Yeah.
You don't have to use another camera to do that.
We use our phones for that. The GoPro is for filming a full-on video. So for us, it makes so much more sense. This one is the simplest and has the best features, most usable, and the cheapest. I mean, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. So that wraps up today's video, you guys, comparing these 3 GoPros. We're very surprised that not only the cheapest one was on par with how we film, but it had really good quality and was on par with the other ones. So it's a step up from the Hero 4s that we have, and
I don't see it as a step down from these 7s at all.
yeah, I mean, it's not that it's the cheapest, but it just has everything that we need for the filming that we do.
So I think if you're looking for a GoPro right now, try to find this one. I don't know how much they're gonna have left since this is the old one. I really wouldn't waste your time on these ones. Sorry, GoPro, I'm not impressed. If you're not gonna go this one, if you wanna buy the top of the line, get the black. I've seen a ton of reviews for it, and it seems to be a fantastic camera. Hopefully we can get our hands on one, maybe test one out. Yeah. But if you don't wanna spend 400 bucks on one, don't waste your time on these. Just get this one. It'll do everything you need, and we're pretty impressed with it. And that means now we each have new GoPros for the channel, so we each have 2 GoPros and these cameras. So we're gonna be able to step up our game coming into 2019. Yep. But that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at some GoPros. Give it a huge thumbs up, smash the subscribe button. See you guys next video.